Merry Christmas. Let's make a motherfucking YouTube video.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What up, fam? Holla.
Holla!
It's Christmas Day.
Oh my God!
We're getting a video in. We were going to go to 24 Hour Fitness and run. And we showed up. And there was nobody there.
Sorry about that.
Lindsay said they're open till 2. So the plan was to run 11 miles today. This is week 4 of the 20-week program. It's the last week of build-up before the 16-week real marathon build-up. So I've been going back and forth in my head. Should I run today? Should I not? Should I just chill? And I think when we're this far out, 16 weeks from tomorrow is the Boston Marathon, it's best to err on the side of rest. So I want to just be going into tomorrow feeling great, feeling excited, and ready to tackle 16 weeks of hard running leading up to the Boston Marathon. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to record a little video today. Lindsay's here for some background
Hollas.
And also want to get her perspective on some things because she is a accomplished runner in her own right. Ran the LA Marathon, ran a few Austin half marathons.
Yes.
What else? Anything else?
A couple other half marathons, but...
And you're 25, right?
Huh?
25 years old?
I'm 23.
Oh, shit, my bad.
I thought you were joking.
My bad.
23 years
She's
old.
23. I didn't run my first marathon until I was 25, so well ahead of where I was at her age, and that's really great. Let's get into it.
3, 2, 1, yeah!
So I get this question a lot. How do I pick a plan? What do I do, to run a marathon? How do I run a marathon? They're all derivatives of the same question. The simple answer is to run and run a lot. I know I've told you that before.
Yeah.
But you obviously want direction, and having a plan, a Monday through Sunday, this is what you do on each day, and then following it to the best of your ability is really important. So I'll show you how I picked my first plan. My goal was a sub 3-hour marathon and a Boston qualification, which are one and the same thing. Went to Google and I searched sub 3-hour marathon training plan. Pretty simple. And you can see here, I've actually already clicked on a few of these. That's because this very first link, Runner's World Ultimate 16-Week Marathon Training Plan for runners trying to run sub 3-hour marathon, is what I picked and what I used the first 2 marathon training blocks that I ran for the 2019 and 2020 Austin marathons. So you look at it, literally it's that simple. It has all the information you need here. What if I miss a week? What easy runs look like, what long runs look like, all that. And then it gives you day by day what you should be doing, paces you should be hitting approximately. So this is the structure that I'm going to use for my plan. Now here's another super useful tool. Anything to chime in there?
I was just going to say, I feel like I'm a planner. It's where we're a little different. So I was very all in on finding the right plan, but you have to just pick one and just roll with it, especially if it's your first time.
You don't need a perfect plan, right? You just need a plan.
Yeah.
And having something, literally, this is going to account for 80-90% of your success, is having something on paper that you follow daily, and you're getting, let's say here, week 5, 50 to 54 miles. If you're getting anywhere near that mileage, 40, 45, 50, you're going to be in pretty good shape. And I followed this plan roughly my first time around and did really well, ran a 3:04. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I got to about week 3, and I was trying to hit, right here, 7-mile workout, 5 miles at marathon pace, which for a sub 3-hour marathon is 6:50. That was too fast for me, and I wasn't a skilled enough runner at that point. So after about 3 weeks, I was hurt, bummed out, and basically ditched this plan and kind of started to do my own thing, which led to some frustration. Yeah. So
I was going to say the training before the training is something I think people don't talk about.
Definitely.
Because you can't just dive into a plan. You know, if your first week is asking you to run 3 miles and you can't even, run a mile without stopping, maybe you need to kind of dial it back, pick a different race, and start before the plan even starts.
That's why you're here. Great point.
Thank you.
And you can see here, I remember reading this. This is kind of a warning order for this plan. 3-hour marathon is approximately 650 per mile. To break 3, you should eventually be capable of. So these are eventual metrics. But here, this is the important part. Right now, you should be running at least 35 to 40 miles per week over 6 or 7 sessions. So minimum 6 runs a week, 35 miles a week. And you should be feeling comfortable with that. If that's not it, this is not probably the right goal for you. So that's where I went wrong, and that's where I've been fixing since then. So here's a super useful tool that I just recently discovered that has opened up a whole new world to me. It's called the VDOT calculator. It's this first one here, Jack Daniels VDOT running calculator. Super cool tool. So what you can do is punch in any recent race that you've done. So I'm going to punch in my Boston Marathon from this past year, which was a 2:53:47. Boom. You can see that's a 6:37 minute per mile pace. So it has race paces on here, okay, duh. But now it has training paces. So check this out. My easy run pace should be somewhere in the 7:33 to 8:19 minute per mile range, which that's something I was doing wrong before, is I was running way too fast, low 7s, high 6s for most of my, quote, easy runs. If you're doing easy 800s, here's your easy 800 pace. Then we get into so we just had this workout over here. Where was it? In week 5. Am I looking? Week 4. Fuck was that?
I think it was week 3.
Week 6, my bad.
7.
5 miles at marathon pace. So I'd go into my VDOT calculator. I'm looking at marathon pace, 6:38 minute per mile. So I want to hit 6:38. If we go to like a threshold run, or maybe even 12 by 2 minutes uphill, now I probably want to go at my repetition pace. So for 2 minutes, that's roughly a little under 800, maybe 600. So I'm trying to do that. Oh, yeah, exactly. There you go. 2 minutes, 600 meters. So I'm trying to cover 600 meters in 2 minutes. Anyway, super useful for, let's say we're doing marathon or mile reps, mile repeats, 5:22 per mile. So I've used this chart right here as kind of gospel to guide my paces for a lot of these runs. 5 miles easy, 7:33 to 8:20, so on and so forth.
And every plan is going to be different. I really like the Nike plans, and they have at the beginning a pace chart similar to that, but it breaks it down by your 5K pace, your 10K pace based on a previous race or mile best, whatever you did. And then it'll give you interval workouts that you want to be at those paces for. So it really breaks it down really easy for you, but that's just another way of doing it.
When I'm looking at my weekly mileage, so we're here in week 6, 54 to 58 miles for the week. I want 80-ish% of those miles to be easy miles. I think adjusting for how you're feeling is important. If you feel injury kind of coming on, and you'll know what that feels like, maybe backing off a little bit, add a few more easy runs in, live to fight another week and get into it. But I'm probably going to aim for 2 hard runs a day, 2 to 3, and then the rest are easy.
Yeah. I think 2 things on the calculator side and the easy runs and all of that, talking about paces. I think it's important also to meet yourself where you're at, not necessarily where you want to be. Because if you can't run a mile, fully, it might be unrealistic to try to do a sub 3-hour marathon or something like that if your paces just aren't there yet. And you can push yourself, and then you might get hurt like you did, So meeting yourself where you're at is really important. And also, training plan is just a guide. I feel like in all the times I've trained, I haven't hit every single run fully, like I'm sure you haven't. So it's okay if you miss a run or you need to take a step back and rest if your body's asking for that. It's just there to help you and be a resource, not be an end all be all.
Bam. Preach.
Thank you.
So that's how we're working on finding our training plans. Remember, I think the most important thing you can do in any endeavor is think about the handful of things that are going to make the most difference and drive your results the most. So in running or training for a marathon, one of the big things is running. Another big thing, sleeping. Another big thing, drinking water. If you do those 3 things, let's say you're running 6 days a week, sleeping well 6 to 10 hours every night, and drinking sufficient water where your pee is not Mountain Dew yellow most of the time, you're going to be in pretty good shape. Finding a training plan, I'd probably throw in there. And then, I don't even know. Do you have another one? Eating well would probably, eating well would be up. It's not about the shoes. It's not about what you're wearing. It's not about what gel packets you're using or, whatever. If you have the Normatec boots or I don't know, anything else, like all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So pick a plan, Google it, search through a few, see what you like, see what would work in your schedule, and then go do those runs, and we'll be in good shape. But we're starting 16 weeks tomorrow with this modified Runner's World Ultimate 16-week plan. So I'm excited to see how it goes. We'll give a week 1 preview of that block and sum it up in a week. Holla! Hey!